All right. Physical placement of furniture, very strong buy sign. They're over there on the side of the living room and they're going. Okay?
Picking out bedrooms,
Yeah, picking out, the kids are fighting over bedrooms, yeah, that stuff.
where the kids aren't there, but mom's going, oh, this is Tony's room, and that's...
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of stuff really. If none of this stuff's going on, you know, buyers will tell you whether or not they're interested in a house. All you got to do is listen. They don't have to say a word. And it's real important for you to know this stuff because if you ask people if they're interested in a home, you just make them nervous. So it's much easier to just read this stuff, figure it out, and go on. Okay? Questions about payments, taxes, etc. I want to go back to a point from the last slide. Never show the best house first. Maybe it's in the next one, I'm not sure, but if it is, I don't want to miss this. Never show the best house first. If you show 4 houses, and the best one's first, this is the emotional plane that you put people on. Okay? In my opinion, if the target house is number 3, the one that you think is the best one, I like to make it number 3 out of 4 houses. And the reason for that is I want number 4 to be a confirmation that number 3 is a really good house. Now this is a subjective, anecdotal, there's no studies on this. I've had national level multi-million-dollar-a-year speakers say to show the best house first. I think they're nuts. Okay, what do you think?
Absolutely. I show the one that I think fits their needs right there on number 3. Show them 2 before, 2 after, put number 3 right.
Okay. I don't think it's best to show the best house last for sure, and I don't think it's best to show it first. I know that it's not best to show it first.
You're saying it's not the, don't show it last either?
I don't think, what do you?
No, I always put it in the middle.
Yeah, it's almost like you want houses 4 and possibly 5 to sell them back to number 3. Okay?
But I think you have, again, I think you have to kind of set them, that's not just something. I don't mean that. But you have to tell them, you know, if you're looking at this house, oh, this is pretty good. And you're looking at this house, oh, this is pretty good. You're looking at number 3, whoa, this has got that. And then when you get to number 4, you go, you know, compared to number 3, and then you get to number 5, well, you know, compared to number 4 and 3, between 3 and 4, which one did you think was better? You know, you got to keep them focused on that number 3.
I'll give you another little quick tip is, like, I always only tell them that you can only have 2 houses on the table at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay? That's an old and tried and very true technique. I'll give you an example. Go ahead and do the 2 houses thing.
No, I mean, I'm agreeing with you. I mean, I think it's absolutely right.
No, yeah, if you do house number 1 and house number 2, you show, okay, which one's better? Okay, it's number 2. Okay, you go to number 3. Which one's better between 2 and 3? So you only leave 1 or 2 houses up on the table. Does that make sense? Ask them to compare the houses between each other. And always keep only 1 or 2 houses on the table. The other thing it enables you to do with them is it enables them to talk with you about what's important. Okay, well, I like number 3 better than number 2 because. You hear the becauses. So you're getting more and more clear sense, and incidentally, so are they, of what they're looking for in a home. Make sense?
Yep, and I think when you take them out, you got to tell them, now this is what we're going to do. After we see number 1, I want you to take notes. We're going to see number 2, and then I'm going to ask you to compare. I'm not saying you got to buy either one of those 2. I just want you to compare. I think as long as you keep telling them step by step what you're doing, they accept it really well.
Good.
So you don't think you should show less than 3 houses per time?
No, I don't. And if we're going back to retour the house that they're really interested in, I'm going to figure out a way to throw another house in the mix. In other words, if you say to me, well, I'm interested, I want to buy that house on Elm Street, but I want to see it one more time. I say, well, that'd be great, Tina. Would it be okay if I do one last check through the marketplace to make sure there's nothing else out there? If I find something, I'll throw it in. I'm gonna find something else to throw in there, okay? That's how strongly I feel about not showing one house at a time.
And I think if you're gonna show 10, because some people say, oh, no, I'm gonna see a bunch of houses, but my uncle said so. If you're gonna show them 10, do all 10 the same day. Just give them all, I mean, just spend your day and get it done.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but what it does then is it makes them think. Because, you know, if you can do a little this day, and a little that day, and a little that day, they're gonna forget about a little the first day, and they can keep it going on and on and on and on and on.
The other thing, Tina, is that you know for sure on day one, you're not selling a house. That's the flip side of the 4 to 6 limit, okay? So, you know, you're gonna, these are just based on the field observations that people have, so. Buying signs, we talked about. Any questions about this one at all? All right, here we go. Closing techniques. Maximum to minimum. Don, I know you want this house, but somehow or other you convinced yourself that you're not paying a dime over 105 for it, the seller wants 110. Okay. These are some techniques that you guys can use that will work for you. The first thing is give away control. Don, whatever you want to do is fine with me. If we got to pass on this house, I'm going to go warm up the car. Give away control. This is your decision, your money, your house. That's fine. Give away control. The second thing I'm going to say to you is, before you make that decision, would it be okay if I shared a couple of ideas with you as your real estate professional before you make a final decision? Ask permission. Give away control, ask permission. Here's what's running through my head now. It seems to me as if this is the house that you really want. We're talking about $5,000, it's a lot of money. But at today's interest rates, that payment is only going to go up $30 a month. And we're talking about $1 a day here. After taxes, tax considerations, we're talking about $20 a day. Now, do we really want to pass on this particular house for 60 cents in net income a day for you? I might not say it that way, might not be that specific, but that's what I'm going to try to get across to you, that it's not what you think it is, or it may not be what you think it is. Say, you know, I've got it, and if I believe this, I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you this once, and if you tell me to heck with it, we're going to go look at houses, that's exactly what we're going to do. But I've got some real concerns about whether or not we're going to find anything else that's anywhere near as nice for this kind of money to meet your needs. I think it's going to be a month of Sundays, frankly. And you know, once you've found the house that you really want and you miss it, it's very, very difficult at that point to buy a house, because you're going to be spending your whole time looking over your shoulder at the one that got away. That's the truth, isn't it? I mean, when you get a buyer that misses the one that they really should have bought, it's like, get out of my car. We blew it, you know. I tried to tell you what to do and you didn't listen, because it's going to be 6 months before they're going to regroup. It's almost like not even worth it to sell this person a house.